The Pinellas County John Doe, 1999. On April 2, 1999, a man was witnessed in St. Petersburg, Florida, jumping from the St. Petersburg Pier. His cause of death was intentional drowning. He was an African American around 5'6" and 132 pounds. They believed his age was around 21 to 35, meaning the missing individual was likely born from 1964 to 1978. His hair was cut short and he was starting to go bald. His clothing wasn't anything that stood out, just a medium polo shirt, tan pants, and a brown belt. Unfortunately, this is the limit of their information. The Pinellas County John Doe has gone unidentified for 22 years. Sahara Sioux. On August 14, 1979, the body of an unidentified female was found in a vacant lot near the intersection of Las Vegas Boulevard South and Sahara Avenue in Las Vegas, Nevada. Because of her name, it makes many think she was found by the Sahara Casino. At least that was always my own impression, but instead it was the location of Sahara Avenue, and she was found in the parking lot for the El Rancho Casino. But that casino was torn down in 1960, nearly 20 years before Sahara was found, meaning she was found in a parking lot next to that vacant lot. It's believed that she died within 24 hours of her discovery. She had no teeth, an upper denture was present, but she was not wearing a lower denture when she was discovered. It seems odd to have someone so young wearing full dentures or having all of their teeth pulled even at a time when dentures were more common. They estimated her age to be just 15 to 25. She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and around 100 pounds. At around 9 p.m., someone walking by spotted her lying in that empty lot near the corner of Las Vegas Boulevard and Sahara Avenue. It's believed she died 3 to 4 hours prior to being found and that somebody stabbed her. The toxicology report determined she had a blood alcohol level of 0.238. For comparison, the legal limit in Nevada is 0.08, meaning she was extremely intoxicated when her life was taken. One analysis compared this to 10 drinks in a 2.5-hour time period. She was only partially dressed, but wasn't robbed as her jewelry was intact. Some of her jewelry is pictured here. She also had a white gold band on her right index finger and 2 gold necklaces. One had a small turquoise stone, and another had a clear plastic heart. There weren't any signs of assault at all, so it's believed whoever took her life took her clothing as a twisted souvenir, or perhaps because they were homeless and they wanted it. What clothing was left behind made them think it was purchased in Florida. She had no shoes on, but her feet did indicate she spent a lot of time walking around barefoot, so she may not have had shoes. This one tugs at my heart. So many young girls end up in Vegas being exploited. It's easy to see how someone, perhaps a runaway, could end up here and get eaten up by the city. Because of her dental work and the cost of dentures, she had dental care at some point. This one tugged at the hearts of the community also. A local came forward to say that they saw her with another man at a liquor store just hours before her death. He's being actively sought as a suspect in her case, but they don't know his identity. He was believed to be 28 at the time, which would mean the perpetrator was born in 1951 if correct, and would be about 70 years old now. He was around 5'11" and weighed 165 pounds, with brown hair and a brown mustache. I don't use postmortem photos on this channel, but I always tell you if one exists if I know about it, and in this case, there is one. In 2016, some information was added to this case. A lead came in suggesting she may have lived at a trailer park near Las Vegas and used the name Shauna with a U or Shauna with a W. She may have also worked at the Holiday Inn or a motel on Las Vegas Boulevard. A pollen isotope test isn't always accurate, but hers indicated she lived in Napa Valley or Central Valley, California before her death. And of course, they believe her clothing was purchased in Florida. If her age estimate is correct, she was born between 1954 and 1964. Sahara Sioux has gone unidentified for 42 years. Swimsuit Boy. The young man, who would be dubbed Swimsuit Boy, was discovered in August of 1973, 48 years ago. He remains the only unidentified victim of Dean Corll in Houston, Texas. It's thought he was 5'2" to 5'7", and he most likely disappeared between 1971 and 1972. The DNA Doe Project took the case on but put it on hold for some reason in August of 2020. It's possible they're having trouble extracting DNA, or it's possible there's no one close enough on GEDmatch to identify him. It's why it's important that family members upload their DNA to NamUs. I don't cover much in the way of serials. I don't like to glorify what they've done. It's all been covered by people before me, probably a lot better than I could do. However, in this case, there's also a Polaroid that police have been working to identify, and I'd be remiss if I didn't include this photo. This is another possible victim who has yet to be identified. Corll died in 1973, the same year as his victim, and had 2 teenage accomplices named David Brooks and Elmer Wayne Henley Jr. Corll's family owned a candy factory, earning him the name Candyman, as he used this to hand out samples to young kids in the area. His accomplice Henley was actually an intended victim at one point, who instead ended up recruited as a partner. It was Henley who shot Corll, in fact, when he turned on all of them and acted to save his friends. So unfortunately, there was never an opportunity to question him about the 28 known victims, much less this photograph. Unfortunately, it was a Polaroid Instamatic image, and the details always blurry on these types of photos. Henley's family stored his belongings, and its existence wasn't known until 2012. Henley claimed not to have any knowledge of who the photo is of, although it clearly was taken during that time period. For his part, however, Henley has been cooperative and tried to help and identify victims. He is the reason the swimsuit Doe was found, although they couldn't identify his name. The other man involved in the crimes, Brooks, who Corll himself had groomed at the age of 12, died at the age of 65 of complications due to COVID. A mailed-in tip suggested the decedent's name is Bobby French. The tip included several photographs that were supposed to be of Bobby French, and they did resemble the swimsuit Doe, but they weren't able to locate any family members of that person. It doesn't appear that the tip photos have ever been released. Family members of this young man would be likely looking for someone 15 to 19, meaning it's a man born from 1954 to 1958, possibly from the Texas area. Swimsuit Doe has gone unidentified for 48 years. That's it for today. Thanks, everybody. Take care of yourselves and each other.